this morning some very powerful statements on the need of contextual theological education and of local theological educators who know the art of double listening to the Bible and listening to the context. The OSIAC Doctoral Colloquium was established responding to a need for that kind of theological educators. It was suggested 2 years ago or more by Peter Penner, listening to his context in the former Soviet Union. Many of us, maybe they did their PhDs. I forgot the. No, I think it. I was planning to do it like this, but I forgot. Many of us maybe did their PhD education elsewhere, but this is attempting to keep the theological educators in their local context, but then they have the problem that they are so busy and don't have time for studying. So Peter heard we need a place to lock us up. Well, the goals of this program, organized in the summer during 5 weeks, is to provide ultimately theological institutions with qualified faculty that know how to listen to the contextual issues, to encourage indigenous writing and research, not simply to have textbooks that are translated, but help people to do their own research in the context and write it up and publish so that others can study it on relevant issues in church and society, and in that way to start building up a relevant contextualized literature database. And the third overall goal, to empower capable people from Central and Eastern Europe engaging in broader academic conversations. We often as churches live our own life, maybe a little bit inward looking, but really to dare to be in conversations with others from other disciplines in universities. That's something which is quite unusual, but very important for our churches to get more recognition. Well, more specific goals, to develop and sustain a network of young scholars, to support the next generation of missiological researchers, as this program has a specific contextual missiological perspective, and also that it allows for the participants to obtain feedback on their own research by others who belong to that particular context. What does the program look like? Well, there are two main components. One is that of community building and spiritual growth, which is takes place in morning prayers and devotions, meals, coffee times, and during the meals some of us or some of the participants share about their pilgrimage and mission. So we hear amazing stories from each one of our backgrounds. But the second focus is, of course, on academic study and research. There are classes, if need be, on research methodology, if needed, just in the morning for an hour, 1.5 hours, and Paroush did an excellent job last year, and we hope that you will do it this year again. But there is also plenty of time for individual work here in the library, writing and research, 6 hours a day, and there is possibility of individual consultation with the mentors. So usually the group is maximum 15 people per week with maximum 5 mentors. Well, the mentors, they offer spiritual formation and support. Yes, we are not simply only interested in the academic side of the students, but we also from time to time have pastoral conversations. Well, we help in training research methodology. People like Katarina help in giving guidance on bibliography, and there are research seminars. Well, the outcomes. What we have learned is that learning is mission, how beneficial it is in an informal, safe space setting to learn from each other. It's really an open and mutually supportive learning community. And we are together with very different people from different countries, from different denominations. We had a significant group Romanian Orthodox, and we got to know each other, and it was fascinating. And it's also because this is such a diverse group, we learn how to listen to each other, to ask questions, and in that way it serves as a bridge building. Well, benefits for the students. Part of the program is to be exposed to the local context here. We have our meal times. It is an academic setting where we can talk with each other about the topics we are working on. And of course it's a wonderful library here where you can find very good resources. And there is the opportunity, well, ultimately it is a supportive and an inspiring atmosphere for serious academic work. I imagine that in the Middle Ages, in the monasteries, there was such an atmosphere. Well, what's the benefit for the churches? Always very important to ask that question. I think through their PhD graduates, the churches enter the arena of academic conversations with other disciplines on issues of faith and that particular discipline. And the churches can break out of their ghetto and are taken more serious as a conversation partner. And for the churches, they have people who can think more missiologically about issues of gospel and culture. And finally, people of their churches, they learn how to critically reflect on crucial issues related to their context. A few brief responses from participants. One of the participants of last year, it was not only a time of focused work, but also of refreshment intellectually, spiritually and socially. This was helpful as I worked on my own research projects, as it helped me to connect my own work with the work that God is doing beyond me and beyond my own personal context. Another student, well, you can read that later. One last...
I'm standing on your level.
I know you're a good friend, so I think I get one more... Oh, it's disappeared. Well,
That's it.
one last sentence. I think the strength here is also cooperation in a consortium. So several organizations and institutions work together, like this place with a wonderful library, and other organizations like SEANS that has a strong network, and it's wonderful to cooperate. We don't have to do everything just on our own. If you need more information, just approach the program leaders, the program coordinator, one of the mentors, and or take a look at the website. Thank you.
Thank you.